Imagine finding a 500-year-old painting of one of England's most famous monarchs on your living room wall. Well, that's what happened to the owners of this house when they were doing a spot of redecorating. So who was it and where am I? Find out in just a moment. On today's show, I'll be helping a British couple head back to their homeland after spending over 30 years living in Belgium. They're very honest with their reactions to our properties.
Right, little hesitation on the kitchen, I have to say.
But as our house hunt progresses, that starts to swing in our favour. I'm getting a twinkle in your eyes, Jim. You are speechless, you really are.
Yes, which is unusual.
Today I'm in Somerset in the village of Milverton, and this unique mural of King Henry VIII was discovered in this house just a couple of years ago. Now, the only other wall painting of Henry VIII in the Palace of Whitehall was destroyed when it was burned down in the 16th century. This mural is here because this used to be home to the Archdeacons of Taunton, which included Thomas Cranmer, and he went on to become the Archbishop of Canterbury, who helped King Henry VIII to break away from the Catholic Church and set up the Church of England. This mural is thought to be an expression of loyalty to the King. The historic county of Somerset is situated along the edge of the Bristol Channel and has plenty of other hidden gems on offer, boasting a wonderful mixture of countryside and coast. To the south of the county, you'll find Exmoor National Park, with its sweeping moorland giving way to a dramatic coastline. Moving inland, the terrain softens as the flat lands of the Somerset Levels stretch out for miles and is home to some wonderful wildlife. But it's not just its natural beauty that draws people here. This is the legendary home of King Arthur and the historic location of Wells, the smallest city in England. Throughout Somerset, you are also reminded that this is a county proud of its local produce. Indeed, one of its most famous exports is cheddar cheese, originally matured in the ancient caves of Cheddar Gorge. Although Somerset is cheaper than neighbouring Devon and Dorset, the average price of a detached house here will still set you back around £265,000, and that's £14,000 more than the national average. But if you do your property market research, you'll soon find homes in locations close to places such as Bridgwater are around £100,000 less than those in the highly sought-after cathedral city of Wells. But do beware of the heritage villages such as Montacute and Hinton St George. Here, prettiness comes at a price. You can expect to pay a premium of up to 15 or 20% more than for a similar property in the surrounding villages. What you'll definitely find across the county is an array of architectural styles, ranging from Georgian-style townhouses to Victorian-type cottages in the villages. One of the most common building materials in the south of the county is Ham stone, still quarried locally at the site of Ham Hill. This two-bedroom semi-detached stone property in the village of Hinton St George is on the market for £150,000. If you're after a home nearer the centre of the county, then the area around Glastonbury is sure to appeal, with its range of blue lyre stone properties. Prices for a four-bedroom, semi-detached house here can start upwards of £350,000. As you travel northwards, blue lyre properties give way to deep red sandstone, often seen in villages such as East Harptree and Compton Martin. This three-bedroom house in Milverton is currently on the market for £275,000. There are some beautiful properties in this county, but will any of them be up to our buyers' expectations? Let's meet them and find out. Retired teachers Jim and Jen live in a four-bedroom house on the outskirts of Brussels in Belgium.
We live in a very nice area. We live in a house that we bought about 23 years ago, and during that time we've done quite a lot of work to it, haven't we? The house needed loving care.
But now they've decided to return to Britain so they can spend more time with their children and grandchildren.
Quite simply is that our children are all here in the UK, and we just would like to see a little bit more of them.
They're currently staying at their daughter's house in Dorking, Surrey. And while it's meant they've been able to spend much more time with their family, they're now more ready than ever to begin the next stage of their lives.
The time is probably getting right now because if we come across now, we're still young and active and we want to perhaps establish ourselves in a new community.
After talking to some of their British friends and trawling through countless websites, they've decided on Somerset for their new rural retreat.
We both like rolling countryside, we like hills and moorland. You were born in a fishing village, weren't you, in Northern Ireland, so the sea has a part to play as well. And somehow that area seems to have all of those things, so we feel that we're getting the best of both worlds, really, don't we?
And they have plenty of ideas on how they want to spend their days.
Once we move, I would love to spend more time cooking, and it's something I enjoy, and if I can spend time in a nice big airy kitchen, then I'll be very happy. And also going around antique fairs. So again, I'm hoping that we'll be able to get out and about in the local towns and villages.
I hope to be able to get involved in some way in football.
Perhaps training with one of the local
Perhaps
clubs?
training with one of the local clubs.
Just one more thing to pinpoint, and that's the finances, even though they realise they'll need a bit of flexibility as they are returning to the UK from abroad.
It's also perhaps a little bit dependent on what happens to the exchange rate between the euro and the pound. But I think to be realistic, we've set our budget at £300,000.
Jim and Jen want us to focus their house search around the southern part of Somerset, preferably close to the town of Yeovil. I caught up with them to delve deeper into what type of property they're after. Well, welcome to beautiful Somerset. Great choice of county, Jim and Jen. Have you spent much time here?
We've spent a few days here and we like what we've seen. A lot of friends have recommended it, though. That was part of the decision to look here.
What are we looking for?
Well, an absolute minimum of 2 bedrooms, but I think 3 would be really what we need.
Correct, yes. Because we've got a big family.
And for you, Jim, what's important for you?
A nice sized garden and...
Vegetable patch.
Oh yes, the vegetable patch. that will be something new for me, but it's something we have to do.
Yes, and that leads into my kitchen, because I'd really like a nice spacious kitchen with an eating area, somewhere where you can live during the day.
A real vision of the good life I'm getting
Absolutely.
here. Jim out there producing the goods and you're in there cooking and baking and then everyone comes over for the big party.
Hopefully.
In the right house.
Yes, yes.
I think we should get going. Let's hit the road.
OK.
For a maximum budget of £300,000, Jim and Jen are after a modest-sized property that doesn't require any work. They would like a spacious kitchen diner, a living room with cosy open fire, 3 bedrooms so they can have family and friends to stay, and a garden big enough for a vegetable patch and not too far from local amenities. We'll be taking Jim and Jen to see 3 fantastic houses, but I won't be telling them the price of each until they've had a guess first. As ever, our final offering is the mystery property, which will hopefully entice them with its stately splendour. We're starting our journey in the village of Norton sub Hamden, around 9 miles west of Yeovil. Its quiet lanes are lined with traditional hamstone houses and cottages, the stone also being a defining feature of the church, which dates back to the 13th century. Jim and Jen have asked for a location with a strong community, which this village delivers, as it has a football club, a ladies' group, and even its own flower show. And our first property puts them at the heart of all of this. Right, here we are. This is the first property of our little tour. Oh. That is a lovely smile from you, Jen.
Yes, no, I love the stonework. That's really nice. So from the outside, for me, it looks really nice.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it.
No, I wasn't expecting it at all from outside.
From the other side, yeah.
No, it's got lots of character, hasn't it?
Definitely.
It's interesting you said that. It has.
Yes.
It's believed to be about 150 years old, but converted 7-8 years ago.
OK, so the work's done.
So the work's been done fairly recently. So it's a bit of a barn conversion.
Right.
Ever thought of living in a barn conversion?
Never thought about it, but why not?
No, we're open to anything. I want to see inside.
Open is the word.
Yes.
And we are, I must tell you, standing in the garden.
Right.
So this is what you get with this property.
OK. Maybe not quite as big as we might have planned.
OK. Things to think about.
Yes.
But as you said, you just want to get inside, don't you?
Yes, I'd like to have a look inside.
Let's have a look. Well, after an initial positive reaction to the property itself, they seem a little disappointed with the size of the garden. But let's see if we can get back on track as we check out the interior. In we come. Barn conversion, open plan living. So here we are in your sort of living room area, come dining room.
Yes. I like the flooring. That's the first thought for me. Is it what kind of wood is it?
It's oak flooring and underfloor heating. So it should be nice and warm and cosy.
Yes.
It does mean, I have to tell you, that we don't have an open fireplace in this property.
Right.
So one feature that we haven't quite managed to get, but I think we get there with everything else. And the kitchen is back this way.
Right, OK.
Let's have a look.
Right. Little hesitation on the kitchen, I have to say. I'm a little bit concerned about the storage, although I guess this might be a
There is
pantry.
a nice big pantry,
It is a
so that's quite
pantry.
deep.
OK.
It's a huge range cooker.
Yes, that is very nice.
A good butler sink, and then, as you said, that big pantry. So there's storage where you don't think there might be here.
Right. But I am just a little bit concerned about the size.
Right, well, let's have a look upstairs at the master bedroom.
OK.
Our characterful first property doesn't seem to be measuring up to their expectations. However, they do get their 3 bedrooms, 2 of which are on the ground floor and are both doubles. Time to head upstairs and get their verdict on the master. Now take a look at this.
The size is good, isn't it?
Wasn't expecting this.
Plenty of space.
Pleasantly
Surprising.
surprised.
Yes,
It is, yeah.
absolutely. Yes. And what's in here?
So you've got an ensuite bathroom. Have a look. Just put your head in. So you've got the main family bathroom behind, and then you've got your own one here, shower.
Oh, yes, that's fine. Fine. A nice walk-in shower, which we prefer, so that's good. Just one question. Where are my clothes going to go?
Do you think so?
Tiny cupboard
Yeah,
there.
there's a storage there, but you can see it's actually, they haven't finished using all the space here, so you could get some bespoke wardrobes maybe put in here to take up some of the space. Shall we go outside now and have another look at that garden, take it all in, and guess the price?
Oh, gosh.
Off to
OK,
you.
then. Yes.
Unfortunately, it seems that Jen's concerns about space continue to be an issue for her. But of course, they are supposed to be downsizing. Let's see if the price will lift her mood. Right, well, that's it. You've seen the property.
Yes.
And now it's time to have a think about how much you think it's on the market for. We'll start with you, Jim.
265.
Jen?
310.
310. It's quite a disparity between your guesses. You've been doing the same research? I'll put you out of your misery. This property is on the market for £300,000.
Bang on budget.
Bang on budget.
Bang on budget.
Yes.
Wow, that's...
So it's good for you,
surprising.
not so good for you there. OK, well, you've now got a picture of what a property bang on your budget looks like.
Right, right.
So go back in,
OK.
have another look. Now you've got that nugget of information, and I'll see you later on, and we'll keep moving.
OK, thank you. Okay.
Priced within their budget at £300,000, this property may not have set their hearts racing, but it does provide them with many of the elements they asked for. It has a spacious living room with oak flooring, 3 bedrooms including a master ensuite, a garden with a patio area perfect for outdoor dining, and it's located on the edge of a vibrant village.
This property has certainly opened my eyes. I was amazed when we went through the door and walked around the house. It is spacious inside, and it surprised me, but I could see how we could make that space work even better for us.
For me, though, I'm a little bit disappointed at the kitchen. I would like a kitchen that's got a little bit more room in it.
Hiya.
Hi.
Think you've seen enough now?
I think so, yes.
Yes.
Get a feel for it.
Very interesting.
Excellent. Well, there's more to see, so let's keep moving. Somerset's dramatic landscape and historic villages may have inspired famous literary figures such as Wordsworth and Coleridge, yet the county also has a strong sporting heritage, boasting a renowned cricket club with past players including Ian Botham and Viv Richards. Somerset's residents are also keeping alive another historic English game, Skittles, which has been played at its inns for centuries. As Jim and Jen are keen to get involved in the community, earlier in the week we sent them to the village of Bradford-on-Tone to meet Ken Hawkins from the Foresters Skittles team. Thought to date back to the 4th century when it was played by German monks, variations of the game have long been popular across Northern Europe.
You cannot play Skittles unless you have the proper drinks, but I don't know which way around you like them.
Oh, thank you very much.
So now you feel part of us.
Our buyers have decided to go head-to-head, and it's Jen's team that step up first. The alley is around 24 feet long, and there are 3 throws for each player. Time to see if Jim can get a strike and lead his team to victory. The question is, which of our buyers' teams has come out on top?
Done the score, and by 1 pin, Jim's team is the winner. So Jim, if you'd like to come forward, and I hope you'll look after this solid silver trophy. I will.
Well, it seems that Jim is the kingpin of the Skittles alley. Let's see if we'll get a lucky strike on our lineup of houses as our property search continues. We're travelling around 17 miles west of Yeovil to the market town of Ilminster, which, with over 180 listed buildings, has a church that dates back to 1450. It's home to a wide range of amenities, including independent shops, a theatre, and plenty of pubs to enjoy the local ales and ciders. But what will Jim and Jen make of it? I really wanted to show you what a local market town you could have near you and what life could be like in Somerset. What do you think of it?
So far, great.
Is this the quintessential sort of English town that you were looking for?
I think so, because it's not too small. It's got a variety of shops, beautiful church. It's got all the amenities, I think, that you would want, isn't it?
Looking forward to see what you found for us.
Looking forward to seeing the property. Well, before we do, why don't we soak up a bit of the community? Imagine having this on your doorstep, a lovely cheese counter and deli connected to the butchers. And here we have the local butcher. Hello.
Good afternoon.
So what's it like living around here?
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, you might find it a little bit too fast for you down here after Belgium, but you can adjust. Where we are now is just in the centre. I call it the Somerset jewel in the crown. He says it because it is a wonderful spot to be, easily accessible, but also some lovely villages, and everybody pools together.
So this has been a great detour, but shall we get back to it?
Yes,
After
certainly.
you.
Come on then.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Our second property is just 3 miles from the centre of Ilminster and offers them attractive character in a peaceful rural setting. It's very rural here.
Oh, absolutely. We're in the country, aren't we?
We are in the country. That said, the property we're taking to you is nestled in this beautiful little row. In fact, it's this one here.
Oh. It's almost a wow.
Almost a wow.
Yes. Well, it probably is a wow, actually. Looks nice, doesn't it?
Come up and take a closer look. You're taking it all in.
Nice.
Actually, if you stand up here, what I love about this property is that.
Oh, that is a view. That is the view.
And view was definitely on your wish list.
It is, it is. What do you think, Jim?
Oh, hard to beat.
You've got a little bit quiet, Jim.
Yes.
Take
Remember
it
that
on.
feeling?
That feeling. The feeling you got when you bought your last house.
Yes.
Who knows?
Who knows?
We better see inside.
We had better see inside. I love that you've got a good feeling about it. I do too. You're right, let's go inside and have a look at what the property offers. Jim clearly loves the location of this house, which we can hopefully build on as we move inside. Come on through.
Thank you.
Into the living room.
Oh, and it's got a wood-burning stove.
It has. Come on in. Come in, Jim.
And
have a look at that
floors.
fireplace.
Gosh, that is lovely. Wonderful fireplace.
I'm getting a twinkle in your eyes, Jim.
Yes.
You are speechless. You really are.
Yes,
aren't you?
yes, which is unusual.
Well, it's certainly touched you, Jim. Let's see what we can do with the kitchen, shall we?
Oh, please.
Ooh.
Fingers crossed.
Out that way, and then I'll
Okay.
show you through. Right through here. Jen, what do you think?
Well, let's have to
Here's
see.
the kitchen.
It's a big smile.
This is the kitchen.
Is it a
Yes.
kitchen as you would have designed it? Jim, what do you think? I mean, you can
Well-
see it opens up into an open plan area. There's a big dining table over there.
Yes.
You've got the central island.
Yes.
Reminds us of
I'm just trying to
photo.
take it all in, actually.
The features in this room
Features, yes.
are beautiful. We're
Yes.
surrounded by oak. Not any old oak, it's oak from the local sawmill. It's a bespoke kitchen, all been designed and fitted.
Really?
I'm speechless, I really am. From the moment I've stepped through the front door,
It looks nice.
and to see the rest.
How's that feeling? Is it still there?
It's still there.
We're going to go upstairs now then, to show you some more. There are 3 bedrooms.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And I think you'll like the amount of storage space.
Oh, good.
Come on. On the first floor, there are 3 bedrooms in total. One is currently being used as a study, while another is a light and spacious double. On this floor, there is also a lovely refurbished bathroom that now boasts a fabulous roll-top bath. But we're taking a look at where they could be sleeping. Now, this is the master bedroom. And I think you get great views from lying in a bed just there.
And a window either side, so it's lovely and
Very
light
light.
and fresh, isn't it?
Doesn't disappoint, does it?
No, it doesn't, and it's not
No.
in the least bit cramped. It's plenty of room, because we have a big bed, and there would still be ample room in here.
Not only ample room, but an ensuite as well, just in here.
Oh, excellent.
You do have a shower.
Excellent.
Again, views looking out.
Yes.
The deciding factor could be the garden. Ooh. He's forgotten all about the garden, hadn't you, Jim? The garden? Vegetable patch? What are you talking about? Should we go outside and have a look? Okay. After you. Our buyers seem to be sold on the inside of this property, but let's see if the outside holds the same appeal. And this is it?
Oh, delightful.
Jim, is this up to your expectations?
Well above.
A water feature.
Yes, I've tried one for years.
Have you?
Never succeeded.
Well, there you go. This one comes with it.
We don't need to bring that one, you keep mending.
You can see they've got a great space there. So you've got the outside entertaining area, barbecues, friends over, family. And you haven't mentioned the veg patch for a while, but if you did still want one, the neighbours have used that area there. You can see you've got a slightly narrow area of the
Yes.
garden to create
Yes.
one. With little railway sleepers dividing it up,
I
which would be
see.
quite a nice feature, I think.
Yes.
You both seem to have liked this property a lot. The one thing we don't know yet is how much you'd have to pay to own it. So, Jen, how much do you think it's worth?
I'm going to be really hopeful and say 320.
Okay.
350 to 360.
Is this out of your price range, 350, 360?
It's something we have to think about.
Well, it would be stretching
Stretching
a long,
really.
long way. And I probably maybe too far. I don't know. Put us out of our misery.
I'll put you out of your misery. This property is on the market at £325,000.
Probably seems
Look at Jim.
reasonable price.
They're looking for offers. Is that within range?
It could be. It could be. With a little bit of financial jiggling.
Can we have a wee walk up?
Of course you can. Do you know what? Go and have a look around this garden. Really take it all in, because you've really enjoyed this property, and I
We
think
have.
you do have a lot to think about.
We do.
We will talk later on.
Okay,
Go on, off you go.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
A lot to think about there. I mean, Jim was speechless throughout that house tour, and I think the price of the property has really blown him away. The question is, do they love it enough to stretch that little bit further and buy it? Jim and Jen seem smitten by this immaculate property. At £325,000, it is slightly over their preferred budget, but it's worth serious consideration, given that there's no work needed. It has a good-sized living room with inglenook fireplace, a spacious kitchen diner with oak flooring, 3 bedrooms which include plenty of storage, a back garden with a paved area for outside entertaining, and it's surrounded by gorgeous countryside views.
I think we can make a vegetable patch out of this. Quite a big one.
Yes. And you wouldn't need to necessarily use it all, would you?
No.
What do you think from about?
From about here. Just to there. Definitely.
That would do for starters, anyway,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Project for you.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Yeah. No, I think you can manage that. Or when we walked up to the house, we just looked to the right and saw the view, and I thought, well, I asked for a view, and we got one. Beautiful.
I did not expect to see this. Normally when I step in through the door, I haven't got a buzz. The buzz came the minute I came through the front door. The kitchen, superb. Its layout could not be bettered. The gardens, we love. Literally, it can't be beaten.
It's so peaceful out here. I could stand here all day and take this in.
Yes, I'm looking forward to lying in bed.
I like it. A successful first day, I think.
I think so.
But you probably need a bit
You've
of a rest
given
now.
us so much to think about.
Thank you
Good.
very much.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yes,
Come on.
Thank you.
As evening falls over the Somerset countryside, it marks the end of a very positive first day's house hunting. With a budget of £300,000, Jim and Jen are saying goodbye to 30 years of living in Belgium to start a new life in Somerset with the aim of being much closer to their family. Of the properties they've seen so far, there's been a lukewarm reception to House 1, a barn conversion, but a rapturous response to House 2, a country cottage with breathtaking views. And coming up, could our mystery house tempt our buyers to become Lord and Lady of the Manor?
I wasn't expecting this.
This certainly surprised you. And I meet some inhabitants who surprisingly are very much at home here. It's day 2 of our property search, and I get the feeling that Jim and Jen are really embracing this experience. They're excited about the move back from Belgium, and I think they're now starting to understand just how far their budget will stretch back here in Somerset. And I think with the 2 properties we've shown them so far, they are starting to create a picture of what home here might look like. But with the mystery house, we're going to redefine and even challenge that vision. What do you think we might show you with the mystery house?
Oh my goodness. Maybe something that needs a bit of work, do you think? I don't know.
Is there anything you're hoping for, secretly you'd like to see?
Apart from, for me, lots and lots of cupboards in the kitchen and workspace.
And not too much land for me to get myself lost in the flower beds. Jen happened to come out and rescue me.
Not too much land, OK. Well, let's see what we've got up our sleeves for you. For our mystery property, we're heading some 3 miles south of Yeovil to East Coker. This farming village, famed for its thatched cottages and built from local hamstone, has been immortalised by T.S. Eliot in his poems known as the 4 Quartets. Eliot clearly loved this area of the world and asked that his ashes be buried in the local churchyard, and admirers of his work continue to make pilgrimages to the village. For our mystery house, we're hoping to combine a stunning rural location with our buyer's request to be close to community. However, the gamble is that their neighbours are all living under the same roof, albeit a rather large one, as they'll see. Now here's something different for you. Welcome to the mystery house.
Gosh.
It's a grand old manor house, built in 1801. It's had various iterations over its lifespan, but currently it's now 5 separate homes with another 4 on the ground, and one of them could be yours.
Gosh, well, it's certainly really different, isn't it?
I wasn't expecting this.
It certainly surprised you. What do you think of something so grand and with, I mean, you asked for character.
We did.
Yes.
We did. Well, I'm intrigued. I'd love to just have a look inside.
Don't know what to make of it at all, do you?
No, I don't.
We will head inside and have a look. I think that will help it make sense. The exterior of this Grade 2 listed manor house is certainly an imposing sight. Hopefully our buyers will start to feel more at home when they see inside. Come on through. This is a shared entrance hallway, access to a neighbour's house. So we come through here, and I think you'll find that the grandeur and splendour continues in here.
Gosh, the lounge.
For me, I feel this is probably a little bit different to anything you would definitely have looked at. I mean, it wouldn't have come up on your radar.
You hit it right on the button there.
There you go.
Yes, I'm a little bit speechless at the moment.
It is a bit overwhelming. What I would like you to do, I mean, the current owner's obviously got fantastic furniture and it's very personal taste
Yes,
here.
yes.
So you've got to use your imagination
Yes.
a little bit with this one to kind of take all of that out and think
Yeah,
about this as
yeah.
a beautiful space. Let's have a look at the kitchen, see what you think of that.
OK.
So Jen, here is the kitchen. It's not an open plan kitchen diner.
No, but it's well fitted.
It really is.
It's very well fitted, actually.
It's got a lot of storage space and cupboard space.
It
They've really
has.
worked
It
hard. And
has.
everything's tucked away, so your fridge, freezer, washer, dryer, dishwasher under there, and there's still plenty of
Yeah.
cupboards and workspaces.
No, it's a very workable kitchen. Well, yeah, so I could work with that. And the view is very pretty.
We will take a look outside in a little while, but first let's go upstairs and see the bedrooms. This property comes with 3. After you. A slightly muted response to the kitchen. But as we head to the first floor, we're going to stop off at the largest of the 3 bedrooms. So this is the first bedroom and it's the master.
Little small.
Yeah, I thought you might say that. I think, again, though, I mean, it has got a fairly big bed and I can see your point, but theatrics with the furniture and there's quite a lot going on. So take that away. It's a nice room. You've got an ensuite bathroom, which could work well, and actually you could open up these windows and get a lot more light in.
Yes.
So take away the curtains a little
Yes.
bit to get great light coming in here. But it is only one of 3, and if you think this is a bit small, you might prefer the upstairs bedroom.
OK.
Should we have a look at that?
Look at project.
There is one other bedroom on this floor, which is bright and airy with fabulous views over the grounds. And there's also a modern family bathroom. Time to see that other bedroom on the next level. So, up here, the final bedroom, which affords a lot more space. So it could be a master.
Yes, yes. And it's got 2 defined areas, hasn't it? So you could possibly have a little dressing area.
I get the feeling our buyers are not convinced this house could work for them, but I know the fabulous country setting will impress. The property has its own private garden with rockery and terrace, and also adjoins the magnificent Alden Country Park. So this
Splendid.
is your own little garden terrace rockery.
Yes.
I think she's done a great job, the current owner, making a beautiful little garden.
Very, very pretty.
Isn't it gorgeous? Your neighbours are right next door.
Uh-huh.
These grounds are communal, and it comes with 3.5 acres of communal grounds. So if you're looking for space, as I said, there's plenty out here. The good news for you, Jim, is that although there are 3.5 acres, you do not have to do all the gardening. They have a gardener who comes around once a week. And I haven't forgotten your veggie plot either. There is an allotment behind there, which is open to all of the owners here. So you can really make it part of the community. You can all work together on kind of growing your vegetables, which I think would be wonderful.
That sounds good.
That's a good idea, yeah.
No, that's an
Good
excellent
nice,
idea.
yeah. As you said to meet the neighbours.
Yes.
A tremendous property, but it does all come at a price. So, how much do you think our mystery house is on the market for?
What are you going to go for?
300.
I would like to think slightly below, but I think it's probably going to be slightly over. I'll go 310.
310, OK. Well, this is actually on the market for £325,000.
It is more, it is more.
So it is more. We've still got to sharpen up those skills on the Somerset property market, haven't we?
We have.
Spend some time to have a little bit of a wander around now you've had the initial look.
OK.
And we'll talk about it all later on when you've got some decisions to make.
OK, then. Shall we go and have a look?
See you later.
Slightly over budget at £325,000, our manorial mystery house does offer them an individual historic home in a glorious setting. All in all, it has a large living room with stone fireplace, 3 double bedrooms, including one with an ensuite, and it's set in over 3 acres of grounds, which are only a short distance from local amenities.
I think the mystery house it's a very attractive house. And it obviously has a lot of character being in such a, prestigious building. But I'm not sure, I didn't get the feeling that it was right for us. One, in terms of space, I think, I know we're going to downsize, but this might be downsizing just one stage too far, I think, at this time.
The mystery house, I believe, has come just a little bit early for us. We have still got a lot of vigour in our body and to do things rather than have somebody else doing it. Because let's be honest, if you want to stay fit, good gardens and a little bit of work in potting sheds, etc., would do that for us.
Ah, it's so tranquil out here. It's beautiful.
Yes, it's a lovely sunny spot.
It's a great sunny
Shall
spot.
we leave you there?
You could do, but I think we should find somewhere for you to sit down and let's go over all the properties that you've seen. OK?
Along with beautiful market towns and villages, Somerset's countryside is defined by its agricultural heritage, in particular dairy farming. In recent years, there are some that have taken a more diversified approach to keeping livestock, such as here at Lower Oakley Farm, near the village of Chilthorne Domer. These are water buffalo, and although their milk can be used to produce mozzarella cheese, they are reared here for their highly prized meat. However, their presence also brings benefits to Somerset's natural landscape. I'm meeting farmer Tony Corp, who has been breeding them for the past 15 years, to find out more.
Tony, what a magnificent herd of water buffalo you have here. Got to say, though, I didn't expect to find them in Somerset. Well, what led you to breed water buffalo rather than traditional cattle here?
Well, initially I was a dairy farmer, but was too small, and I decided to get out and breed up water buffalo with the intention of doing mozzarella cheese. But you need a lot of water buffalo to have enough milk, so eventually we ran them as a suckler herd, and we do it for meat.
In the past, Tony also farmed out a few of his herd to a local nature reserve, since it's been recognised that buffalo can play an important role in maintaining wetland areas. By using them as conservation grazers on the Somerset levels and moors, they naturally control the build-up of coarse vegetation and help preserve a habitat which ideally suits them.
Well, they do seem very friendly and they seem to have pretty calm personalities despite the aggressive-looking horns. What do they like to work with?
They're not too bad on the whole. You get the odd one that can, you've got to be careful with them when they've got the calves like you would with ordinary cattle, if you know what I mean.
Tony, how many calves do you raise each year?
Roughly one a year from each cow, basically. They have a longer gestation period than normal cows. It's usually 10 months rather than 9 months.
And how many cows do you have here then?
We've got 81 here at the moment.
And how old are the calves before they move on?
Roughly 6-7 months old, when they're about half the size of their mothers. And then we take them away and they graze on their own and grow into big buffalo.
It's been a fascinating insight into how versatile these majestic animals can be. And they're certainly an eye-catching feature of Somerset's landscape. But now we must find out if Jim and Jen are any closer to setting up home here.
Well, finally, after a pretty busy couple of days, we get to sit down in the sun, have a bit of a rest. But 30 years in Belgium, making this move to Somerset, it's a bit of a journey for you, isn't it?
It is, it is. And although we're looking forward to it, it's going to be very sad when we leave as well, isn't it?
I would echo the same sentiments.
Yeah, it's going to be quite difficult.
It's going to be difficult.
It's going to be a big change.
there's going to be lots to look forward to.
Absolutely, and obviously having the right home is a really important part of that. So, with our time together, we've looked at 3 fairly different properties. Should we go through them, just to kind of reflect on what you saw? The first one, now that lovely sort of barn conversion, the old carpenter's workshop. What were your thoughts when we first approached the property?
I think I was smiling when we approached that one, wasn't I? So it was good first impression, wasn't it?
It was, yes, but when I got round from the road, my mind started to change.
So there were positive features about that house, but for me, you know, the kitchen didn't really work for me. There were some storage problems, I think. Very, you know, sloping roofs upstairs. It was a little bit difficult to see just where we would store everything.
How did you feel about having 2 bedrooms downstairs?
Well, already in our own house, we have 2 downstairs and 2 upstairs, so that didn't bother us at all.
No.
Overall, the vision, for me, it was negative.
OK, and I know it's very important for you how you feel as you approach a property. So we had a great result with house number 2, didn't we? Jim, if I recall, you just went in going, this feels right.
I have to say, I was blown away. I was not expecting that at all. And the further I went into the house, the better it got. So, yes, a tremendous find.
Having seen those 2 houses, I think we now realise that we have to just stretch our budget a little bit to get what we really want. And it was evident between the first and the second house that for more money, you got more space, you've got more storage, and all those things that were on our wish list started to come together, really.
But just to mix things up, while you had all those thoughts running through your minds, we then took you to the mystery house.
Yeah.
That really was a bit different, wasn't it? We took you to a converted manor house, very grand, with 3.5 acres.
Yeah.
What was that like to look at?
Amazing. And, you know, to drive up there and say, well, welcome to my home, must be quite marvellous. But I think if you took us there in 10 or 12 years' time, we might have been quite tempted. But for the moment, for us, it was taking downsizing just one step too far. Very, very nice, but probably not really suited for what we're looking for.
So what next for the 2 of you?
Well, we'd really love to go back to house number 2.
Definitely. I mean, when we walked into the house, that was it.
That's fantastic. I love it when a plan comes together. So you love one of our properties. How do you feel overall about the move back to the UK now?
Once we've done it, I think we'll love it. It's going to be hard to leave, but once we've left, there's so much here for us to explore.
It's been a real pleasure to spend time with you on this part of the journey. I can feel what a big change it's going to be, but I love the way you've embraced it. You've really got into it, and it's been so much fun, and I think I see lots of fun for you in the future as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your help.
What a fantastic result. For Jim and Jen, this is a really big move. 30 years in Belgium, and now they're coming home. And I think over the last couple of days, they've not only fallen in love with Somerset, we may also have found them their dream home. I'll see you next time on Escape to the Country.
Jim and Jen did go back to see House 2 and decided to put in an offer, but sadly it was rejected. However, they're still hoping to make Somerset their new home soon. And if you'd like to escape to the country in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.